Okay, Algebra 1, Lesson 103, page 435. More on rational equations. It's the same thing we've been doing. They just throw some new wrinkles into it. Again, whenever we have an equation like this with fractions, okay, the easiest way to work these nearly always is to rationalize the denominator. That means to get rid of the denominator. That means to multiply everything by the lowest common denominator. Okay, lowest common denominator here, this has a t, 3t, and 3. So 3t is the lowest common denominator. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3t, like that. Over here, the t's cross cancel. So what I have left is 3 times t, and 3 times negative 2 equals. Over here, the whole 3t cross cancels. So that's just 14 minus right here. The 3's cross cancel. This is t. Excuse me. So get rid of the smallest t right here. 4t. Get rid of this. Add it. 20. Excuse me. T equals 5. Okay, right here, the common denominator is this and that. All right, so we're going to go 5 n plus 2, 5 n plus 2. And we're going to do it over here, but that's a 0, right? So no matter what I multiply that by, it's going to stay a 0. Okay, over here, these cross cancel. I'm left with 5 times n. Minus, and I'm going to put parentheses here. Okay, the 5's cross cancel, so it's 3 times n. Wow, I should do the n's the same way. And 3 times 2, like this, equals 0, because I'm going to multiply over here, but the answer is 0, because anything times 0 is 0. Don't forget to put these parentheses here. Okay, when you drop the parentheses, that becomes a negative, changes the sign. Now it's not moving any things around, it's just 2n equals 6, n equals 3. Okay, same thing over here. Now you understand why that 0 is nice. I don't have to multiply anything over there because it's 0. All right, over here, you're going to multiply this over here and this over here. Okay, I'm just going to shortcut this a little bit. This over here is 4p minus 16 minus 3p equals 0. Why is that still 0? Because I multiplied this whole thing over there, it's still 0. Okay? 4p minus 3p is p. Over here, I'm going to add the 16 to the other side. Done. Okay, those are pretty easy, all right? Now, they're always going to have a little thing in here that says t does not equal 0, because we can never have 0 on the bottom. Right here, n cannot equal what? Not 0. N cannot equal 2, because 2 minus 2 is 0. Can't have that. Make sense? Over here, p cannot equal 4, because that would make that into 0. Okay? So that's always going to be part of the problem there. So those are really easy. I'm lost here. I want to just show you something. Couple little things here. Yesterday's lesson. If I have the absolute value of x is greater than 2. Absolute value of x is greater than 2. Okay, so when I do this, do you understand? One of my answers is x is greater than 2. One of them is going to be x, turn this around, negative 2. Okay, so when we graph this thing, this is x greater than 2. Here's 2, there's that way. Here's less than 2, there's that way. Okay? I just want to come back here. If I have the absolute value of x is, how about greater than negative 4? Now I want you to think about that. Absolute value of x is greater than negative 4. What kind of number comes out of an absolute value sign? What kind of number always comes out? No matter what I put in here, what always comes out? A positive number always comes out. Do you understand? There is no number that won't work. It doesn't matter what number you put in here. It's the graph for this thing looks like this. There's nothing that won't work. Every number in the universe, when you put it in there, it comes out positive. Every number is greater than a positive number. There's nothing that's not greater than a positive number. Okay? Let's see. Yep, I think that is kind of, you got to look at these things, and you have to look at the answers and see what they look like. How about this? Absolute value of x is less than negative 4. Now, before you get fancy, before you do anything, you got to listen to me. You got to watch this. What kind of number comes out of here? Positive. You have to ask yourself, is there any positive number ever that is going to be less than a negative number? Is there any positive number that works? The answer is no. There is no answer. There's nothing that'll work. Nothing that you put in here, when it comes out, is going to be less than a negative number. You have to look. You have to think what's going on. Okay? Just notice you guys still having a lot of trouble with these with these graphing things. Same deal on your test. You guys are missing these over and over and over again, because when you have something like this, you're not flipping it over to start with. Number one, you have to flip that thing over, okay? Number two, if you're dividing by a negative x, when you do this, it's going to flip it back over. Okay? You keep missing them because you won't do all the steps. Just saying.